The city of Longview, Washington may well be one of the first planned communities in our state. From the dredging of Fowler's Slough to what is now known as Lake Sacagawea, Longview is rich in engineering history. Built during the Roaring '20s, the Monticello Hotel was the focal point of Longview, and two men, R.A. Long and Wesley Vandercook, supervised the construction. These two men envisioned a community to service the growing logging industry and arrived from Kansas City with a plan. Jefferson Square resembles the civic hub of Kansas City, Missouri, with its streets emanating from its center. Built in 1923, the concrete streets of Longview were constructed with very original pioneering concepts. Pictured are vintage construction scenes using a coring concrete paving machine. With cement sacks along the curb, aggregate is delivered to the rear of the machine and fed into the mixer. The concrete was then mixed and placed with a boom in front of the paving crew. Construction methods are similar to those of today, using bull floats, hand rolling, a straight edge to check pavement smoothness, and incorporated integral curb and gutter. The concrete was cured by using bermed ponding, wet burlap, or covered with moist soil. But the most unique construction element to the concrete streets in Longview is the design of the hexagonal panels. As reported by then Assistant Engineer L.A. Perry to Wesley Vandercook, Chief Engineer in 1924, the hexagonal panel was extensively tested. In this original blueprint, Mr. Perry writes, "I am enclosing the sketch demonstrating the adaptability of the honeycomb formation to our various street widths. You will note it required 45% heavier loading to produce impairment of the hexagon panel than the square panels. The secondary loading of the hexagon panel was 68% heavier than that of the square to produce 4 pieces. I have tried to look at this from all unfavorable angles and find there is no reason why this could not be done with the same cost as the square panel. It is true that the contractors will object to this formation, but as you know, they strenuously object to anything that is new regardless of its merit." Mr. Vandercook agreed with the research, and the hexagonal panel became the standard of concrete street construction in Longview. The unreinforced panels allowed for a reduction of 1 inch in panel thickness to 7 inches and were built without subbase in what was once a floodplain of mint fields and peat bogs. 18th Avenue was originally built in 1923. The 1100 block of 22nd Street, (22nd and Hemlock), Vandercook Way, Larchmont Avenue, and Kessler at 25th, are just a few of the many examples of 71-year-old concrete pavements using this unique design method. Largely built between 1923 to 1928, the concrete streets of Longview continue to service its community 71 years later. From the original vision of Jefferson Square to the commitment of new concepts in design and engineering, these concrete streets were an investment in the future of a city and its citizens.